effect on the verdict. But for now, thank you, Dr. Ten, for joining us in this discussion. And we are going to move on. There's some breaking news coming in. US President Donald Trump suggested that the deaths of Hollywood director Rob Reiner and his wife were connected to Reiner's criticism of him. The claim came just a day after the couple reportedly died under unclear circumstances. Trump posted on Truth Social that Reiner suffered from what he called Trump derangement syndrome, accusing the director of being obsessed with and paranoid about the president. He implied that this alleged condition contributed to Reiner's death, framing it as a consequence of his political opposition. And now shifting focus, viewers, the Israeli army plans to demolish 25 residential buildings in the Nur Shams refugee camp in the northern West Bank on December 18. Authorities are saying the move will affect up to 100 family homes, according to local committee head. The demolitions were communicated by COGAT, the Israeli Defense Ministry body responsible for coordinating civilian affairs in the occupied territories. This comes as Israel's security cabinet approved formalizing 19 settlements in the West Bank and reviving 2 northern outposts dismantled in 2005. Israeli media reported that the plan was coordinated with the US and backed by far-right finance minister Bezalel Smotrich. Settlement expansion, though widely opposed internationally, remains politically supported within Israel. Palestinian officials condemned the moves, warning that they deepen Israel's annexation drive. All right, viewers, now this is the latest as far as the Israeli settler movement is concerned. Israeli army is now going to demolish 25 residential buildings in West Bank. These are reports coming in from the local authorities. Abdullah Kamil, who's the governor of Tulkarm Governorate, where Nur Shams is located, told that he was informed of the planned demolition by the Israeli Defense Ministry body. Has Faisal Salma, who's the head of the Popular Committee for Tulkarm Camp, which is near Nur Shams, said the demolition order would affect 25 buildings which hold up to 100 family homes. Let's remind you, Israel has occupied West Bank since 1967, and earlier this year Israel's military launched a wide-ranging operation aimed at rooting out Palestinian armed groups from the refugee camps in northern West Bank, including the Nur Shams, Tulkarm and Henin camps. So far, at least 30,000 have been displaced and are yet to return home. Israel has allegedly destroyed hundreds of homes in this dense network of alleys that make up the camps. Nur Shams, which along with other refugee camps in the West Bank, was established after the creation of the Israeli state in 1948, and hundreds of thousands of Palestinians were displaced from their homes from this area. In the latest, now Israel army to go on demolishing 25 more residential buildings in the Nur Shams refugee camp later this week. Israel's military has been launching a wide-ranging ongoing operation aimed at rooting out the Palestinians, which it says are armed groups from refugee camps in northern West Bank, and 3 key areas are targeted in the operation: Nur Shams, Tulkarm and Henin camps. And Shaul Satka joins us in this discussion. He's a political commentator joining us from Tel Aviv. Shaul, more camps being destroyed now in Nur Shams in the West Bank. 25 more buildings are going to be taken down by the Israeli military. How do you respond to that development?
Well, I put my trust in the IDF, who have taken a policy that they're no longer going to allow any kind of jihadi organization within Israel's borders or on Israel's borders under any circumstances. And so when they find a terror nest, a group of buildings that are being used to hide weapons or launch terror attacks, those buildings are dealt with. And I think that is probably the absolutely moral imperative.
Well, there's international condemnation coming on for Israel, and 30,000 have been displaced in this operation. None have returned home yet.
I'm sure they'll be allowed to return home soon. There's nothing that can be done. In the end, if you let that kind of terror fester, you end up with much more serious consequences. I'm sure the people of Gaza right now, who are mostly living among ruins, because the terror was allowed to fester there for 20 or 30 years, would have preferred it if the terror nest had been dealt with at the time and not allowed to become something much bigger that required a much bigger war to deal with.
All right.
And the nations condemning Israel for doing these actions, I guarantee you that if they had the same problems, they would react far more aggressively in general.
Shaul, which are the groups that are backing these so-called terrorists and terror camps in the region? If you could throw some light on that as well.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
What are the groups that are providing these camps and the residents there with the terror, with the weapons that Israel alleges?
They are self-funding groups in part. They also have funding from people around the world. There is a large network of supporters of jihadis. There are certain weapons that are smuggled across the border from Jordan and from Lebanon, and other weapons that are homemade.
All right, thank you, Shaul, for joining us for now in this discussion. And with that, we are going to move on. There's some breaking news coming in from Bolivia, which is seeing